Hey guys, welcome back. This is your host Phil from underKG.com, and I got the Galaxy A80 here today. Now, the Galaxy A series has been revamped a little bit. Now there's the Galaxy A10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 80. And everything in between. But this so far is the largest and the most luxurious device out of the entire lineup, and it has a new infinity display. They filled the entire surface with the screen without the notch or the punch-hole camera. Before we get to how, the basics. What you see here is 6.7 inches of Full HD Plus AMOLED panel without any hole or notch, but with the on-screen fingerprint reader. On the back are 3 cameras, f2.0 of 48 megapixels of high-resolution camera, 8 megapixels of wide-angle camera, and the 3D TOF sensor for sensing the depth. The LED flash is right under that, and following that is the Samsung logo. Now notice that these have 2 different color tones. That's because this side slide opens. On the right hand side is a power key that doubles as a Bixby button. Press and hold on it, and it can give commands to the AI assistant. On the left hand side is a volume rocker, and on top is a secondary noise cancelling microphone. On the bottom you got the speaker, mono, microphone, and USB-C port that accepts up to 25 watts of fast charging current, matching that of the Galaxy S10 5G. And right next to that is a SIM card tray. Interestingly, they implemented the double side slot, so SIM card 1 in the side and 2 on the other side. But unfortunately it doesn't have the microSD card expansion slot nor the 3.5mm headphone jack, so you have to use an adapter, and you can't expand the storage beyond the 128 gigabytes of built-in capacity. But before we get to any details, we have to talk about the camera. Tapping on the icon, we have the usual viewfinder, you have the normal angle, and with the tap you can go wide. But you can also go wide on the front. There is a slider with the motor built inside, the automatic slider, and the camera rotates to face yourself, and you can go wide. You can apply the live focus because it's exactly the same camera, and there's even live focus video with the 3D TOF sensor. And as you switch the camera to the rear, it rotates back and slides down. Now, I've wondered if I can protect the camera by closing it facing the front, but it's a little thicker on the rear side, so it doesn't seem possible to do so. And plus, the mechanism is a little bit louder than I thought. Give a listen. Now, this definitely isn't the first time manufacturers tried the sliding mechanism. Oppo had it with Find X, and a number of others followed it soon enough. And the rotating camera also was done by Oppo and One. But we have to give Samsung credit for combining both of them together and having 2 motorized mechanisms at once. Now, the gap between the slider doesn't seem too bad. They seem very tightly engineered. Same goes with the other side, as it's usually worried that the dust particles go within that slider and give you scratches on the rail. Now, one of the things that I wondered is where they hid the call speaker. So let's give it a test call.
To test your call quality, record a short message after the beep. Then your message will be played back to you.
Okay, it's built under the display. Not my favorite method. Now, the thing about the built-in speaker is that they don't make the sound from the conventional position. Usually you expect the sound to be coming from the top corner right there, but with the underscreen speaker, it comes somewhere around in the middle, so it doesn't feel totally natural. Maybe I'll get used to it. I don't know yet, but the speaker is in the screen if you ever wondered. Now, enough with the interesting feature. Let's dig into the basics. It's got Snapdragon 730 octa-core processor. That's a pretty powerful chipset with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 120 gigabytes of storage. And as you can see, it's got Samsung One UI version 1.1 based on Android Pie. The display is pretty nice with adaptive brightness, blue light filter, night mode, screen mode, and a lot of others. You can change the button order or use the full screen gestures instead. Since you have to share the rear camera, you can't have the face recognition. You have to rely on the fingerprint reader. I know Find X made the slider pop up every time you open your phone for face recognition, but seems like Samsung thought it wasn't a good idea. Most of the interesting features are hidden under advanced features. There's a Bixby routines, wake Bixby with power key, smart pop-up view, yada yada yada, reduce animation, motion, and gestures. You can wake your phone either by lifting or double tapping, so there are options. For built-in apps, there's not much. There's the FM radio and quick measure, since the 3D TOF sensor can measure the size of the objects. Compared to the Galaxy S10 Plus, now that you don't have the punch-hole camera on the side, you can use the Kim Jong-un wallpaper, but it does look cleaner without that hole. I never actually cared that much about the punch-hole camera, but obviously things look much nicer without that. Now, as you would have guessed from the interesting mechanism, it doesn't support weather protection, so there's no IP rating whatsoever, and there's no wireless charging, but you do get high-end camera that can also do super steady video recording. Oh, and it's got 3700 mAh of battery built inside. And most importantly, this is just fun. Now it's packed with a lot of interesting features and it doesn't come cheap. In the EU zone, it's going to cost 649 euros. That's a little over 700 bucks. The cost in the Indian market is expected to be around the same, so get ready to spend some good amount of cash. Anyway, it's been a while since there's been a hardware-wise interesting phone from Samsung, aside from the Galaxy Fold, obviously. And I can see myself doing this a lot. I might be able to call this as a smart fidget spinner if that's still a thing. So that was a quick look on the Galaxy A80. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them down in the comment section below. You can always meet us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. When I turn the screen off, it just closes automatically. Takes a little time though. Anyway, we'll see you guys later. Ciao.